friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. We are going to discuss about chemistry in this channel. I'll try to make chemistry easy, simple and more understandable and most importantly interesting to you. Here we are going to see about what is an atom, molecule, compound, mixture and element. Let's start with atom. What is an atom? It is the smallest unit of matter. It retains all the chemical properties of an element in it. For example, take a gold coin. This gold coin is simply made up of very large number of gold atoms, and these atoms are molded up into the form of a coin. And it has small amount of other elements which can be considered as contaminating elements to give it certain strength. When we take a gold atom, it cannot be broken down into anything smaller which will retain the properties of gold. Okay, so we can see the gold atom in this. So when you take these gold coins, they are made up of a large number of gold atoms like this. Okay, so I guess now you understand what is an atom. When we take this atom, it's the smallest unit of matter. Okay, you can consider this as small bricks which we use to construct a house. Okay, they are the smallest unit of matter. When we take this atom, it's made up of three types of subatomic particles, namely proton, electron and neutrons. And these are divided into two regions in an atom. The first region is the atomic nucleus. Okay, and this atomic nucleus consists of positively charged particles called protons and neutral particles called as neutrons. And this makes the first region of the atom. The second region is a much larger region compared to the nucleus. This second region is made up of negatively charged particles called electrons. And these electrons revolve or orbit around the nucleus in shells. Okay, in shells or orbits. And there exists a great amount of attraction between the positively charged proton and the negatively charged electron which is present surrounding the nucleus, and this attraction holds the atom together. Next is the molecule. A molecule can be simply defined as two or more atoms of the same element or different elements that are bound together. So when two or more atoms of the same element or different element comes together, it makes up a molecule. And there are two types of molecules. One is homonuclear molecule and the other is heteronuclear molecule. What is a homonuclear molecule? When a molecule is made up of atoms of only one chemical element, it is known as a homonuclear molecule, meaning only one type of nucleus is present in that molecules. And these molecules, homonuclear molecules, they can have any number of atoms in it. Okay, it can be made up of just 2 atoms, 3 atoms, 4 atoms, it depends. And we have different names for these atoms. When a molecule is made up of the same number of atoms and with just 2 atoms, it's known as homonuclear diatomic molecule. So this type of molecule has only just 2 atoms in it. And these are the various examples for diatomic molecules. It starts with hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine are the examples for homonuclear diatomic molecules. And likewise, we can have molecules which are made up of the same type of nucleus which has 3 atoms in it. A good example of this is ozone. So ozone is made up of 3 atoms of oxygen. Okay, so it has the same type of atom in it, and 3 atoms are present in it. So it's known as triatomic molecule. Likewise, we can have a tetraatomic molecule. A good example of this is phosphorus. Phosphorus is made up of 4 atoms of phosphorus and no other different type of atom is present in phosphorus. It's entirely made up of phosphorus atoms. Okay, so we have multi-atomic molecules also like this. I've given one representative example of sulfur here. So sulfur, this example which I given is made up of 8 atoms of sulfur. Okay, so in general, what is a homonuclear molecule? It's a molecule that is made up of the same type of atom. Is a homonuclear molecule, and it can have different number of atoms can be present in the molecule. Okay, so I hope now you're clear about what is a homonuclear molecule. Next, let's see about what is a heteronuclear molecule. A molecule that is composed of atoms of more than one chemical element is a heteronuclear molecule. For example, consider a molecule of water. Water is made up of two types of atoms. One is hydrogen and the other is oxygen. So it's not homonuclear, it's heteronuclear because it's made up of two types of atoms. Likewise, methane. Methane, a molecule of methane is heteronuclear. Why? Because it's having two types of atoms in it, carbon and hydrogen. There is one carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms in a molecule of methane. So it is known as heteronuclear molecule, meaning it's made up of two types of nucleus or two types of atoms. When we take water, methane, such molecules, they can also be called as compounds. Okay, so what is a compound? What is a molecule? What is the difference between them? We know that a molecule is formed when two or more atoms of an element chemically join together, and the elements can be of the same type or of different types. When the atoms that are joining together are all of the same type, it's specifically called as molecules. Okay, when different types of atoms combine together, that is also called as a molecule. So same type of atom or different type of atom, both are known as molecule. When this term compound is used is if different types of atoms are joining together, then we can use the term compound also. Okay, so if the types of atoms are different from each other, a compound is formed. Not all molecules are compounds, but all compounds are molecules. I repeat, not all molecules are compounds, but all compounds are molecules. You understand? We saw previously that hydrogen is a molecule, oxygen is a molecule, chlorine is a molecule. They have to be called only as molecules and not as compounds because they are formed from the same type of atom. But water, methane, carbon tetrachloride, you take any other compound like that, they can be called as both a molecule and a compound. You understand? So a compound is always a molecule, but all the molecules are not compounds. Okay? So oxygen gas, I have given some other example here, such as oxygen gas, ozone, they contain one type of atom, so it's a molecule. It's specifically a molecule. It's never can be called as a compound. But water, it's made up of more type of atoms. It's chemically combined. Okay, and the atoms that come together to make up water are not the same, so they can be called as compound also. Okay, so that's the difference between a molecule and a compound. Okay, now let's move to the next basic term, which is element. So what do we call as an element? A pure substance consisting only of atoms that all have the same number of protons in their nuclei. This is the proper definition of element. Okay, so element is a pure substance. It's made up of only one type of atom, and these atoms have the same number of protons in their nuclei. This is how we can identify an element. When you take a chemical compound, it can be broken down into simpler substances by chemical reaction, but an element cannot be broken down into simpler substances because it is the simplest substance. And what defines the element? The number of protons that is present in the nuclei. Okay, and this number of protons we commonly refer as atomic number. So, all atoms with the same atomic number are atoms of the same element. So, hope you understand what is an element. So, element is the pure substance consisting of one type of atoms in it. Okay, and these atoms are defined by the number of protons in their nuclei, which we simply refer to as atomic number. Okay, next is mixture. What is a mixture? A mixture is one that is made up of two or more different chemical substances, and these chemical substances are not chemically combined. The identities of the chemical substances are retained. So such mixtures or such substances are known as mixtures. So such materials can be combined in the form of solutions, suspensions and colloids. And when you take these mixtures, there are no changes in their chemical properties, and each of the different chemical substances can be identified by their chemical changes, but the mixing part can give rise to changes in their physical properties, such as its melting point. The melting point may differ compared to the individual one and the combined one. So a mixture is one which is a combination of two or more different chemical substances that are not chemically combined. There is no chemical bond between them. There is no chemical bond between them. They are just mixed together. Like you mix salt and a sugar. You can mix them, but you can identify a salt molecule from a sugar molecule. So it's like that. And is it possible to separate a mixture? Yes, sometimes it's possible. We can separate them by physical means, mostly mechanical means, or it can also be. Thank you for watching. I hope now it's more clear to you what is an atom, what is a molecule, what is a compound, what is the difference between the molecule and a compound, what is an element and a mixture. Thank you for watching again. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and let's meet in the next video with a new concept. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.